I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points, with your two favorite hosts. I'm D, and this is audio engineer AJ. We're coming at you with Season 6, Episode 20, Cannonball Soup. I'm going to be talking about one of the greatest European wars that you've never heard of, so find us on Patreon and Instagram at PointsOPressure. Strap in. Let's get to it, cutie pies.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
Fantastic work as always.
I'm getting used to it. Yeah. It's only taken 6.5 seasons to finally figure this the fuck out.
No, it's great, and if you can tell, the audio's a lot better than last episode.
Sorry about last week, but thank you to everybody that reached out.
Yes, thank you for being understanding, despite the comments not reflecting. No, I'm just kidding.
No. You guys, I really, really do appreciate. I had like 3 people message me. Like, I woke up to text about it. So thank you. If you guys ever hear anything in the future, by all means, just shoot me a text, slide on into those DMs. Just any way you can get in touch with us, because, yeah, that was fucked. We were really bummed about it. We sat down here today, fucked around with it, and, like, started recording. We're like, okay, we'll test. And it was doing it. We're like,
it was doing the same thing. Worse.
Yeah, it was bad news bears.
Yeah.
But we're good now.
We're fixed. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the AC sent a power surge that fucked up our audio box.
I think so too, yeah.
I should probably use like actual names. What's that called? Our mixer?
Interface.
That's our interface, yeah. It fucked that up, and then we had to like
literally just unplugged everything. And
unplug everything, turn everything off, plug it back in.
Worked just fine.
And we're good. We're set. So I'm going to turn on the AC real quick.
No.
No, but
we've been testing for an hour.
We really have. But we also tried out some little. So let's peel back the curtain for a moment, and really let everybody know how much work we put into each episode.
Notes.
In terms of the audio engineering,
none.
Literally none. I export the session down. I record everything in separate tracks just in case, and then we export it all as one in mono.
Yeah, here we are.
So, yeah, not really going on. But after today, we did find out that it's good that, there are like effects and things that you can put on this. So hopefully this is a bit more equalized out. If you notice a difference, I would, appreciate if you send us a message. If you didn't notice a difference, that's all right. But hopefully if D starts yelling, it won't be.
Yeah, hopefully
it won't blow out your eardrums.
Don't get totally fucked up anymore when I exist. Apparently,
yeah, apparently. But we're here.
Yeah, we're back.
When you're here, you're family.
Yeah, when you're here at Olive Garden Studios, you're family.
Dude, I would die if this was Olive Garden.
Can you
Studios.
imagine? We would get free breadsticks every episode. We got to get sponsored.
And wine.
Yeah, not free wine. We just get free soup. Oh, that would have been a perfect segue into the episode. God damn it. How was your week?
School's in full swing. My clinicals haven't started yet, but I'm panicking. I don't even know. I just don't even know.
Burnt out?
It's already getting there, which is just pretty crazy.
That's fair, dude. You're what, the last 6 months now, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
That's fair.
I
feel like there's a good chance it's because you've got so much coming up.
That's really what I'm afraid of.
Let's just get this over with. That's how I would be.
I've got a big test due this week, and then I've got another test due, but I have to. The testing center opens like 30 minutes before I have to start work and closes 2 hours before I end work.
God damn it.
So to go in, and I either have to do the test on the day of school, or I have to ditch work.
Take time off to do it.
Yeah, take time off, or just say I forgot to clock in.
Yeah, there you go.
But what if I get a call?
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do this week, because we have, the big test that I'm worried about, and then I've got another test that's technically due the day before the class after this week's class. So it's like either I have to do 2 tests on class day, 2 big tests, or I take the time to study and I ditch out on work. I don't know.
It's just kind of a
I don't know.
lose-lose.
So it just makes me stressed
Puts you in a
because
bind.
I'm not committing to either idea.
It's fair. I don't
And
blame you.
this test is one of the big predictor tests, so I don't feel like I should start studying for this other test leading up to, it. I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we'll figure it out. I'm
oh
sure
my
I'll pass.
God! Shut up!
Shut the fuck up. See, this is why you never went to school.
Yeah.
This is you don't like
Because
this
as soon as
trash.
as soon as it hits a point where I'm like, oh, I've got to like rearrange things. Oh, my life is going to be slightly inconvenienced by this. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
I would
noise.
so much rather just make minimum wage the rest of my life. Fuck that noise.
I understand it. Feeling this, I understand it.
I'm way too fucking lazy to go with the flow on any of that shit.
See, I think you could be an IT guy.
Yeah, I could.
I
mean,
think,
where I work now, I don't think I have to have any qualifications. It's just
seriously?
I have to underperform, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to move to IT instead?" Literally, that's their response to me not doing well.
Dude, you should go get some certifications, some
really
simple
should.
online ones, and then we can hack people.
Just fucking hack and dox everybody.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram,
Yeah,
by the way.
please.
So before we get started into the episode, I'm going to talk about my week.
Yeah, how was your week?
I didn't do
Dipshit.
anything, honestly. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, you celebrate Memorial Day?
Wow, come on, man. Of course I did. Yeah, so on Sunday, the day that we should have recorded, my girlfriend and I were at her parents' place, and her parents, who, I don't want to say that they're rich. They both have well-paying jobs, and
they're
they
old.
don't have children at home anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, now they
They're-
can afford to do whatever the fuck they want.
How long ago did they buy their house, roughly? Like, have they had it for a minute?
I think they've had
Is
it
it-
for like 8 or 9 years.
Okay, so they got it for like
they got it
half or
before,
a third of what it's currently.
yeah.
Okay, so their house payment is like $900 a month.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty low. But yeah, so they're in a good spot. Like, they both just bought new fucking cars and everything, and like paid them off quickly.
Bastards.
So we're sitting there, and my girlfriend's dad is like, "Oh, can I get your guys' help? I've got to clear out space in the garage to because we're getting a new fridge tomorrow, and we're gonna put the old one out there just for like drinks or something." And my girlfriend is like, "Do you need that old fridge?" Because they have they really did have a really nice fridge, and he's like, "No." I'm over. The thing is with me, I'm not from money, so when somebody's like, when people are like, "Oh, hey, can I get that?" I'm like, "Oh, don't ask. Don't ask."
I know,
about
I'm so
it.
uncomfortable with
Don't
that.
ask. Don't ask to take it. Fuck. And they're like, "Yeah, you guys can have it." And we're like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" The fridge that we have was like half the size of the one her parents gave us, but we got it. We got it. I almost broke my back getting it, but it worked.
Where's that old one?
Oh, it's at her parents' place.
The small one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that yours?
yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'll get it back from him.
I was going to give it to my sister because she's moving.
I'll get it back from him.
Only if it's not a hassle.
No, it won't be. Because, I mean, they didn't even need it in the fucking first place. Anyway, the other one was just going to sit out there empty. Yeah, I totally spaced it. I thought it was the previous tenants.
No, that was
And that's why I was
mine.
like, oh, yeah, fuck him. I totally spaced it. Yeah, look at it back.
Awesome. And we're also going to have a garage freezer soon.
Oh.
Just so you know. So you can start doing some food prep, you prepper.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you know it. But yeah, so it's been nice. We've got a new fridge. You'll have to come check it out.
Yeah,
after
I got to
the
go
episode.
see. I heard the drill going.
Yep, it was. Yeah, it's all done. The shit was a pain though.
Yeah,
very
it sounded like it.
frustrating.
I
We
was.
punched a hole in the fucking door with like one of the little clips on the bottom, and I was like,
Nice.
"God damn it!"
Wait, which door?
This one.
Your front door?
Yeah.
Okay,
not,
that's
not
fine
the
then.
one to where
That's
the
fine
mice
then.
could get in.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And it's not all the way through, but
yeah.
So
That's my little peephole now,
yeah.
so I can look in your
Yeah,
house.
right there you go. So yeah, it's been a successful day.
Nice. You've been busy for one day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And wait, we couldn't record this and put this episode out.
Yeah,
on
I
normal
did that
time
yesterday,
because,
actually.
yeah,
I did that on Sunday,
and we couldn't
actually.
figure out the audio problems.
No. In all honesty, I think it was like 6 p.m. and AJ was like, hey, do you have any panko? And I was like, yeah, I got some. We brought it up, and I go up there, and I was like, hey, by the way, I'm not going to do fucking notes tonight. I don't want to do that shit. And he's like, okay. So, yeah, we just didn't do an episode yesterday. Wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, and it was fine. We had a lazy Sunday.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
It was nice.
Fucking
okay.
deal with it.
It was nice.
We enjoyed ourselves for one day. God forbid. All right. We're going to get into it. So,
all right, well, what's your transition? What's your segue?
This is the segue.
Oh, you know what I made with that panko last night? I made soup.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't make
speaking of soup, we're not going to talk about soup for about 30 minutes.
For 30
in all
minutes,
honesty, yeah, we're not. So in 1648, after about 80 years of war, I think it was in the 81-year war or something, the Dutch gained independence. Yep, we're doing a fucking Dutch episode.
Oh, my God. You know, there are two people I hate in this world. It's people who judge others based on their cultural differences.
And the Dutch.
And the Dutch. I always fuck up that quote.
You always do.
I never say it correctly, and I won't correct it.
You just fucked it up again. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. So, yeah, they gained their independence. I can't say for certain if that's the exact year. Fucking deal with it. So they create the Northern Netherlands Republic. So during the wartime, they had closed off the Scheldt, which was the river that ran basically through northern France, through Belgium, to the Netherlands, and then also had like an outlet to the Eastern Sea. So like this is a good fucking river to have access to because that's a good trade route. You move through two fucking countries and you've got an outlet to the ocean.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty good for for a country to have.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty much the main waterway in the Netherlands, and it gives access to Antwerp and Ghent, which are both...
Those are both fake. You just made those up.
Yeah, right? Those are both in the southern Netherlands. Now, southern Netherlands were under the control of Spain at this time, and Spain didn't really give a fuck about the trade route closure. Like when the Scheldt was closed off, Spain was like, okay, like we're doing our own fucking thing. Who cares? But trade in the north is booming as soon as the Netherlands gains independency, and Amsterdam ends up popping up, becomes a major hub for trade, just because it's literally like right there. So, in the early 1700s, Spain they're having kind of a power struggle because King Charles at this time didn't have any kids to his name. Like no children.
That could cause an issue.
He was an incel. No,
oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, he was definitely an
idea.
incel.
But yeah, King Charles, no kids, which means his heir is either like a fucking cousin or a nephew or whatever. So it puts like his two heirs, more or less, that are both seeking power over this area of Spain is King Philip V not King Philip. Philip V of Spain and Charles VI of Austria. Both of them are like, yo, this is the fucking time to get control of Spain.
Let's do this.
And it leads to this conflict that lasts like 15 fucking years.
Of course.
Eventually, Philippe comes out on top and he takes the throne. The true resolution, however, is through the Treaty of Rastatt. And in this specific treaty, there were like 3 or 4 different treaties that happened at the same time.
It's crazy how you're making all of this up on the fly.
Dude, Europe history is all bullshit.
It sounds like you're making this up. I love it.
I'm rushing through it is the problem. This is supposed to be like half of my fucking
Oh no, take a deep
episode.
breath. Take a deep breath. You know, let's talk about the intricacies of European politics.
Okay, well, I've got a story for you. So back in 1648, the Dutch gained independence.
Oh,
Just
interesting.
Scroll up.
Yeah, restart.
You need to stop scrolling on your phone. You gotta fill the time.
I am.
Let's see. So I scrolled and fucking lost it. So yeah, they have this Treaty of Rastatt. It's probably Rastatt. I don't fucking know. And it ends. This one specifically ends hostility between Charles and Philippe, and it grants Austria power over the southern Netherlands. It's kind of like more or less a treaty. Yeah, it's what Austria gains out of this by not getting control of Spain. So Austria views this new territory as basically a barrier from potential issues with like Britain. So
Okay.
at the time you have France, and then you've got like, it's really fucking weird. So you have France, Spain, the Holy Roman Empire, which is also a little bit Spain, Britain, and Prussia. And all four,
good old Prussia. They have the best hats.
4/5 of these are all kind of like, obviously France and Britain fucking hate one another.
Oh, of course.
Prussia is just there doing their own fucking thing. The Holy Roman Empire also, Holy Roman Empire / Austria doesn't really like Britain. They're like, oh, go fuck yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spain is like, fuck France and Austria. But at the same time, they're right next to both of them, so they're like, fuck you, but not fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're not focusing on, Spain isn't so focused on moving outward and expanding outward in Europe. Their big focus right now is in South America, which, if you're interested in a couple of really good episodes on those, go back to season 3. I can't recall what the episode titles are, but there are a couple that are really good in there. There's one that's about
Go listen to all of Galvarino's plight,
and
Leftraro's legacy.
Yeah, Leftraro's legacy.
Bad.
Check those ones out. Yeah, those ones talk about the conquistadors. And then I think back in season 3, I even talk about.
You said season 3.
Or sorry, this was last season. So season 5 is when those 2 episodes were.
Okay, I thought I was hallucinating.
Yeah,
No, that's
season
right. Yeah.
3, I talk about Spain going over and draining an entire lake to find gold.
I wrote, that was fantastic. I love that. That's so
the
good.
golden shores of Guadavita. I don't know how I fucking
How
remember
did you remember
these.
that? That's
I don't
crazy.
know. It's not written down. You want to audit my notes?
No, I don't.
You're fucking good.
Because you don't. You
look at it and it's all just my jokes written in.
Yeah, no.
Every single joke.
I couldn't decipher it because you only write phonetically because you don't know how to read or write.
Yeah. It's voice to text, but just syllables.
Yeah.
Spain.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the sounds, and you throw in your own symbols every once in a while.
I have an AirPod in that's playing it back to me.
Yeah, it's playing it in your ear.
It's not that I have
all
really,
of this banter is written.
I don't have a really bad stutter. I'm just literally illiterate.
Yeah.
So let's see. So yeah, you got these like 4 to 5 different powerhouses, 4 of which are fighting for like total control, and then you've got the Netherlands right in the middle of it, man.
Perfect.
Like, Northern Netherlands are like, we're independent now. And then they step back and they're like, oh,
shit.
Fuck, dude. Like, we are bound to get invaded. So, everything at this time kind of like sets up a bad situation for Britain, because now Austria, Spain, and France are all like, okay, yeah, like we're working well. Like we just signed a couple treaties, and then Prussia at this point is like, yo, France, we're good with you. Like, fuck the Brits, right? And
all
so
right.
Britain's kind of like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't have gone on those crusades, you know? So everything's looking bad for Britain until Prussia goes and likes Britain's post on Instagram.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Prussia comes out, and it's not that they necessarily side with Britain, but they say, hey, if y'all need help, we got you. And France is like, bro, that's my ex. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So it's the old, like, Franz Ferdinand thing.
Yes.
All right.
So, yeah, this puts basically all of these treaties and peace talks that have gone on the last, like, this is in the 1750s. So over the last, like, almost 100 years.
They fuck it up.
Yeah, it kind of just tosses everything up in the air. And suddenly, northern neutral Netherlands they're put in a really tough spot. Because now, before, they had enemies on every side of them, but now they have angry enemies on every side of them.
A little bit worse.
And one's across the pond, like 20 miles away, and the other one is just down the fucking river.
Yeah, they could divert their sewers right into that river.
Exactly. And because of the trade routes, this has turned Netherlands into one of the most wealthy countries at this time. Like, they're in a fucking prime spot. Like, literally, Britain's, I don't even know how far that fucking channel is, but, like, they don't have to go very far to get to Britain from Amsterdam. And then, like I said, you go through 2 other countries, and you've got Germany, like, right around the corner as well. Well, Germany wasn't really, whatever. But they're in a good spot. They're making a fuck ton of money, and they're sitting pretty, but it's also not a very great time to be them. So, for about 30 years after Prussia sides with Britain, everything kind of just goes as the Dutch would like, right?
Okay.
So up to like 1780, their trade routes are thriving. They're not getting directly involved in any conflicts. But in 1780, the Dutch are starting to get word and really see the effects of the American Revolution.
Okay.
This thing goes fucking worldwide. And I know that this sounds
worldwide.
Like, yeah, this thing goes pit bull. This, like, it surprised me at how much influence happens to everything before this. Like, the ending is fucking preposterous, and I'm excited. But, yeah, so the Dutch start to see what the U.S. are doing, and in seeking their own independence from Britain. And so the Dutch kind of put their foot down. They're like, hey, you know what? Britain, go fuck yourself.
Ooh, all right.
Now, this is because it turns out Britain had the Dutch by, like, the balls this whole time.
Bastards.
Like, I mean, they're so close to them, and Britain's like, look, you guys are independent, but if you cross the line, we will fuck you up. And so the Dutch are kind of like following their rules. Mm-hmm. The Dutch are really, really towing the line with Britain at this point. And so now they're like, get fucked, Britain. And they have almost a revolution of their own.
Okay.
Despite being their own independent country at this time, right? Which is kind of odd, but to be fair, the Brits are bitches.
Well, yeah, and the Dutch are kind of odd.
Yeah,
So
the Dutch are just really weird. So Holy Roman Emperor Joseph II, who is currently he's in Austria, running Austria, Holy Roman Empire. It's all kind of the same area. He decides, seeing that the Dutch are starting their little revolt, he goes, this is a prime opportunity, and you know what happens.
The fuckery is afoot.
When an Austrian goes a little too far at the wrong time. Famous painter, Joseph II. No, I'm just kidding.
Watercolor painter.
Right.
Art school dropout.
So, yeah, he sees that the Dutch are finally putting their foot down, and they're like, hey, we want to get away from Britain. And Britain's like, okay, cool, go fuck yourselves, we'll kill you. And so this guy's like, okay, maybe now is the time for me to sneak in and do what I want to do. Because he does have southern Netherlands that doesn't have access to any trade routes now. So in 1784, he threatens war if land isn't given and if the river isn't open, if they don't open the Scheldt.
All right.
And the Dutch do exactly what you would like. What do you think the Dutch would do in this situation? The Dutch in this position, where they are right now, they get a fucking letter that says, "Hey, give us land or get fucked. Open up the Scheldt."
I'd say get fucked.
If you're the Dutch, you
I
really
mean,
think that's what the Dutch would do?
Well, they're extremely wealthy now, you know?
Yeah.
So I think they have the supplies and the means. Plus, they've shut down, the river.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just sail on down and go fuck them up.
You know what they do?
What do?
They take that letter and they basically just throw it away.
Oh,
They don't even.
Perfect.
They literally
don't
ghost
even reply.
the guy.
They leave them on red. Holy shit.
Literally, dude.
That's amazing.
Like, they're
Amazing.
I love it. Like the most neutral thing. They're like, we're not even going to give this guy the time of day.
I'm not even going to react.
Bro, fuck off. So
That's perfect.
yeah, and Joseph II, he realizes, I think there's only one way I'm really going to get these guys talking. So he reaches out to 3 different captains. And he says, look, I need you guys to take your enormous trade ships. And you're going to go up by Antwerp. And you guys are going to take out the blockade at the Scheldt. And we're gonna open our own fucking trade route because we're breaking down your little blockage. And so he sends he sends the 3 ships, but one of them is super well regarded. It holds well for itself, and it's called the Le Louis, which sounds preposterous. You're good. So these trade ships, I think, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I think they either have 14 cannons on each side of their ship, or they have 14 total. I'm going with they have 14 on each side.
It said it was a 14 cannon ship or something?
I think so. Like, I don't remember if it was like 14 per side, but I just know
it was
that
probably 14 per side.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm guessing. These are big motherfuckers. These are like
for a trade ship, they gotta be able to hold their own.
Exactly. Like when you think about how much
this is during the age of piracy, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
commerce is fucking.
It's a little bit after, but still,
commerce at this time is through ships. Like this is exactly why the Netherlands are doing so well, is because everything is it's so much faster to go via ship instead of horseback with a carriage, and you can't carry shit. So these ships are fucking massive, dude. Like, just picture this big ass trade ship loaded up with cannons. They fly the flag of I think they throw up the Austrian flag on there, or the Holy Roman flag. I don't fucking know which one they're flying, but they're just barreling down this river. They're like, oh yeah, we're here to fuck shit up.
They have a secret electric propeller underneath, and they're just barreling down.
They're fucking cruising. So nobody's gonna fuck with these guys, right?
Yeah.
So
except
one
for the
night,
Dutch.
Yeah, except for the Dutch. One night they get close to the blockade. They're not right at it. They're not shooting shit at it, but it's mostly. So I guess
posturing.
Joseph's approach, it is. It's more or less just, posturing. They're showing up and they're saying, "Hey, look what we have!
Ooh.
You guys aren't ready for it. We're gonna break down this fucking wall, or you're gonna lift the gate for us," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they show up, and this small little ship comes out. It's got the Northern Netherlands flag on it, and it's called De Dolphin. It's DEDOLFIJN. De Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Dolphin. And it gets sent out. And these guys are watching. They're like, okay, whatever. Fuck this dumb little ship. This thing has we'll just say it has 8 cannons total.
Okay.
It's small as fuck. It's not. It's like an old warship. Whatever. Nobody really thinks anything of it. And like the way that they view it is that it's more of a, hey, we got your letter, and if you want to go to war, then shoot us kind of ship.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
if you're gonna fuck around,
blow us
let's
up.
see.
Yeah, blow us up, and then we'll go to war.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guys on the Le Louis look over and they're like, okay, whatever. Like, let's just have dinner. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out our game plan, and then we'll pass it along to the other two ships.
Yeah.
So they kind of kick their feet up, but the captain of the Dolphin, he realizes that there's a way better way to resolve all of this. So he pulls out his little fucking scope. I can't remember what those are called. What is that? The telescope?
Yeah, little.
Yeah, his little spy glass.
Yeah, spyglass. There we go.
He pulls out his spy glass, and he looks over and he's just looking at Le Louis. And he's like, what can we do, if anything, to get these guys to fuck off? Like, we don't want to, like...
Without starting a war?
Yeah.
Oh,
without starting an all-out war. Like, obviously, yeah, they can shoot the 4 cannons on this side and potentially sink that ship in no time if they're accurate enough, but they don't want a fucking war. Like, that's a bunch of money that they really don't want to spend on this. So, he's looking around and he finds just the thing. He's like, oh, this is it. So he gets in touch with his finest cannonball marksman. He's like, okay, I need you to shoot right here. Shows the guy what he's supposed to aim at. He's like, I need you to hit that specifically. The guy's like, all right, for sure. So back on,
and he's going to shoot something, but not start a war.
Yeah. Not start a war. So back on Le Louis, their captain's sitting back. He's about to have dinner and everything. He's got his feet
threat.
up.
He's the bigger ship.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, he's got 2 other ships he's going to send over first.
Yeah.
And even the crew is just like, man, maybe we'll just turn in for the night. And you hear, boom. And
that's a terrifying sound.
All of a sudden, you just hear a clatter inside the captain's quarters. And you hear, just the captain screaming. So all the crew is like, oh my God, did they blow his fucking legs off? Like, what happened down there? They race downstairs and they look, and so the captain was having soup that night, right?
Okay.
So he had his little bowl of soup in front of him, and then, like, still at the table, there's a big old kettle of soup, right?
Delicious.
The cannonball hit the kettle of soup and completely annihilated it.
God
blasted
damn.
that motherfucker out.
That's a sniper.
Soup
Holy
is
shit.
all over the place, and the captain is like, whoa, what the fuck?
He just looks, there's a cannonball, and it has a piece of paper wrapped around it, and it says, go away, winky face.
Right. Politely fuck off. So yeah, the crew looks at this, and initially they're like, oh, let's go fuck him up. And the captain's like, whoa. They just shot the fucking soup off of my dinner table,
Yeah,
bro.
like, goddamn.
Like, I don't give a shit what they're sailing in. They will sink all of our ships in no time at all if they can do this.
Like, if they just aimed it just a foot to the left, the captain would be
captain's
dead.
Yeah, and then it's an all-out war.
Or if it was an explosive cannonball, they could have just...
This is the most non-lethal fuck you shot ever taken.
That's quite a risk, though, that they didn't just turn around and start shooting back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But at this point, I think that the Dutch were like, yeah, if you want to fucking go to war, we'll go to war, dude. Whatever.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, it sounds like that none of them really wanted to go to war.
Yeah.
They just wanted that trade open.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he blasts the captain's dinner
Wait, what kind of soup
off
was
his
it?
table. I have no idea. Probably some fucking, like... My guess is probably just a really shitty potato soup. A creamy, shitty potato soup.
Oh, a creamy shit soup.
Creamy shit soup.
Okay.
So, yeah, the crew of Le Louis are just... They're all in shock. They're like, we're not gonna fuck with this. No,
let's
thanks.
go away.
We're on a trade ship. Like, I'm not in the Army. I'm not in the Navy.
Yeah,
like, no
yeah, again,
fucking thank
it's
you.
a trade ship. So.
Yeah. So they surrender. They sit down and they go, hey, our best option is to get the fuck
I would
out
have
of
turned
here.
around. Bye.
Yeah. So they like wave the white flag. They're like, hey, we're not going to take down the Skelt. We're fucking off. Sorry about it.
We'll send some caravans overland.
Yeah.
We'll figure something else out.
So these 3 ships, 3 big ass ships, turn tail, get the fuck out of there, and they go back to Joseph. So Joseph II finds out what happens, and he is at a loss. He's like, they did fucking what? They shot the soup off your table and you fucked off?
It sounds fake. It sounds like they made it up.
And it's like, these are the same guys that ignored him, and they, after he was like, hey, let me get through here, or give me land, or we go to war. And they're like, no. And then he's like, and then they scared off his 3 biggest ships. So he's like, what the fuck should I do? And he just goes, okay, war it is.
Really?
So,
all right.
yeah, he now
He's like,
Joseph,
that soup came out of my budget. God damn it. My grandmother made that soup.
those were our best onions.
Those are the best creme.
Yeah. So Joseph II he's an interesting character. So he's not really like, he's regarded as a good leader because this doesn't represent him very well because most of the conflicts that he specifically got into, he would resolve not always with war. Obviously, yeah, he sends a letter out and he says, hey, like, give me this,
Yeah.
and I won't come and fucking kill you, which is not very standard for the Holy Roman Empire.
Really?
So he was actually, he was like a big proponent of like the arts and everything. Like he was just a weird fucking guy. So he goes, all right, well, it sounds like they made their decision. Like, war it is. So he gets all of his army ready, and he says, fuck it, we're going to take Fort Lilo. Now, this fort...
yes, that's in the county of Stitch.
Yes, the Fort Lilo. This fort specifically is at like the end of the Scheldt River.
It's the
which
controlling
is
fort,
probably repetitive and redundant to say it's Scheldt River because Scheldt is the river. It's like saying the Nile River.
I mean, yeah, it works.
But it's kind of like at the end and across the street from where the Scheldt ends, right?
Perfect.
And so Joseph shows up, probably Joseph.
Let's say Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph shows up with his army. They get into the fort with little to no pushback. And what do you think they find in this fort? What do you think they get into the fort that's supposed to hold down the Scheldt? What is in its walls?
Soup.
Close.
Just
They get
timed TNT, so it'll blow up on them.
It's just a dolphin.
Yeah, the dolphin is just in the fort.
Dude, it's way fucking better. They get into Fort Lilo. They're like, we took the fort.
Did they? Was there fighting? Was anybody there?
Not really. It wasn't. It wasn't really much. It was
They
like
just ran away
they're
or
stomping up, and the guys that are there are like, oh, okay, well, we're out, and just, I mean, they're Dutch. They're like, well, I think I have a tea time at like 7 p.m. tonight. I'm off.
Okay, yeah.
So they get into this fort, and they realize that the fort is being mainly used to farm vegetables.
That's fantastic. So it's just all those onions.
It's just bullshit.
It's a farm. So they ghost armied it. They just ghost armied a farm. That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. It's probably a stop for the people that are on the actual trade route. They're like, oh, hey, yeah, like, by
You want
all
some
means,
onions?
you want some fucking onions?
Some fucking lettuce?
Yeah, here's some
iceberg.
Here's some nice leeks. Like, like, what the fuck? So Joseph is at a loss again. He's like, who the fuck am I trying to go to war with? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on? You'd be so confused
So-
that at this military checkpoint, it's just a farm.
Yeah, it's not even a farm. It's just vegetables growing everywhere. So he's like, what the? Okay, just take down the fucking levee that's next to this, and that'll make it easier for us to go on. So they destroy this this blockade, and it floods the whole area.
Of course it does.
So floods the whole area, and the Netherlands gets word.
New Zealand gets
Yeah,
word
New Zealand
7
gets word.
months later.
So the Netherlands gets word, and they're like, they flooded what?
Our farm!
God
Are our vegetables okay?
How are we gonna make soup? So yeah, Netherlands finds out, and they're like, send a fucking carrier pigeon his way or whatever. They send him a letter, and they're like, hey, look, fuck off. All right, we don't want war. We'll figure something out with you. Just leave us alone.
Stop
bro.
flooding my farm.
Yeah, stop. Don't fuck with our vegetables, and don't flood people out of their homes. So, they they come to an agreement with Joseph.
Oh.
They say, "Hey, look, we know that in Antwerp and Ghent, that you guys have goods to trade. We get that.
Yeah.
We're not going to open up the Scheldt. Just realistically, it's not going to make any sense for us to do it because you guys clearly want to kill us. We're not going to open up the Scheldt, but we will take all of your trade goods. We'll take all of your goods and everything. We'll sell them at market price. We will send you every single penny back." And Joseph goes, "Okay." And he goes back home. And they're like, also, to really get you to fuck off, like, now this is under dispute.
Here's a bowl of soup.
It's between 2 to 10 million euros or whatever the fuck the currency is at the time.
God damn.
That they just send him.
They're
like,
that
hey,
wealthy
look,
that they're just like, here you go.
Boom. There's that much in your pocket. We'll pay you every week or whatever for your goods. And you got we'll handle all the trade. You guys don't have to fucking worry about any of it. And it'll still be profitable for them. And honestly, they're probably scraping a little bit off the top.
Probably. They're saying, the marketplace price here is this much higher.
So Joseph, 2 thumbs up. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm rich as shit now. I'm out. So yeah, that is the Kettle War is what it's referred as.
Oh, that's great.
There is, however, in the entire battle, there is one casualty that's listed.
Soup.
And it's
Kettle.
one soup.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, the Dutch could have taken him.
Oh yeah, I think the Dutch could have, they could have bought mercenaries. They would have walked all over them, but I don't blame them. They're like, no, fuck off.
Just go fuck yourself.
We're dealing with Britain right now.
Yeah,
go to hell.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to be. Britain would have jumped on that chance.
Don't be a scuzz. Fuck out of here. Don't try to fuck us over while we're busy in the north. So yeah.
Perfect.
Grand.
That's fantastic. I love these like on the grand scale of world history.
It's totally inconsequential.
Small, inconsequential event. As far as we know, I mean, there could be huge ramifications that have come from that. I don't think so, but there could be. Sometimes it's surprising, what small events lead to larger ones. Yeah. But
I'm sure
that
I
love these small Kettle War.
I'm sure that there's got to be some correlation with Joseph II being hailed as this anti-war kind of we'll figure things out.
Despite threatening war.
Because of how the Dutch kind of closed this off. They're like, hey, look, there are no deaths in this Kettle War. There's no occupancy or anything. This is Joseph going in, fucking off, taking money, and leaving, going back home.
Yeah, we fucked up your soup. You fucked up our vegetables.
Yeah.
We'll call it even, or we'll give you some money. We'll do trade for you.
You stained the captain of the Le Louis. You stained his shirt. So we're gonna flood your vegetables. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Like, I'm sure that
And
plays a role in how he's viewed, because there are a couple different things that he's done. I'm going to talk about him probably in the later part of this season, because he just does some weird shit. He's just a weird fucking guy.
I'm sure the Dutch benefited more. Otherwise, they wouldn't have offered money as well. Like, they must have been either skimming off the top, or like had to have improved their economy, or
I mean, realistically,
something.
it's like,
I mean, suddenly they have a much
they
higher
suddenly
circulating
have
demand.
like a new thing that a new product that shows up in trade.
Yeah,
They're more than like it's kind of like the whole fucking Costco thing. It's like, oh yeah, if you go there for the rotisserie chicken, there's a good chance you're going to buy about 17 other things on your way.
yeah,
out
and you're
of the
spending
building.
$170.
Yeah, same thing. Suddenly they've added a new They've added a new good from Antwerp, and people are like, "Oh yeah, we need that." They send their trade ship through, and then they're purchasing way more and selling others. So I'm sure
they gotta have made like if they gave it to them market price, and then it gave them a monopoly.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but there's a little.
I heard it in the headphones, but I don't know if it'll come through.
Fly that buzzed past the microphone saying hello.
Yeah, it's because we stink down here.
Yeah,
it's the stink
I just
dungeon.
showered too. What the fuck?
I'm about to go shower.
But yeah, so
No, yeah, it's that.
I
You know
love
what?
it.
That's a pretty good deal.
I'm here for it.
Oh,
so,
I love that shit.
Oh, we didn't do it at the start of the episode.
Ah,
On Patreon, if you want to go check us out on there, just click around on the page. You don't even have to subscribe. We have a
Look
couple
at it.
really low price tiers, but we do an exclusive episode for all of our patrons. It comes out on the last day of every single month, not by choice, but by choice. We have our Sloppy Seconds series in there, which is just us kind of bullshitting, talking about it's a much less organized episode style, and they're like 15 minutes. We've released a couple in the past, so if you liked those, pop on there and give us a subscription, whatever. I don't know what the fuck's called, follow. I don't know. And then AJ's working on his Voices series.
eventually, I swear, another episode.
Once he's
will
out
come
of nursing school, it'll be a lot more regular.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a fuck ton of content on there. Check it out. If you can't afford it, just listening is plenty. We appreciate you guys being here.
Yes.
But yeah, you got the names.
Yeah, so we've got the board. You know, they actually sent the electrical outage for the last episode because
They made it happen.
We displeased them.
Yeah.
But we're back in their good graces. So thank you, Minnie D, Toddle Waddle, and Weston. Thank you for allowing us to correct the audio problems.
Yeah, we truly, truly appreciate you guys.
And then, of course, we've got Abby, AJ's Third Nut, Thomas, Dark Runner, D's Nuts, and Laura Rovo. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. Like,
You guys are seriously, genuinely, 100% helping us get out there and get bigger. We're actually able to roll out a couple things which you guys will be hearing about
very soon.
and take place either next week or the following. It's gonna be some big shit. So if you guys don't have your addresses updated on Patreon, update them now. If you were previously a patron subscriber, we're still gonna send our little thing out to you. So thank you, everybody.
As long as your address is in there.
Yeah, to everybody that's supported us through here. So
yeah, thanks. Literally, without you guys, we wouldn't be recording still.
We wouldn't,
and we wouldn't be as big as we are because we wouldn't exist.
Yeah, we've been able to do a bunch of ads and everything with you guys. So thank you so much. All right. Well, as always, if you guys ever want to send a show idea, music, TV, movies, whatever, fuck, I did it too fucking early. Reach out to us on Instagram at reach out to us on Instagram at Points of Pressure, or an email ppdnaj@gmail.com. Fuck, I'll see you next Monday. Fuck.